I'm recording this video outside in the cold, looking crazy because nobody's watching my YouTube channel yet, really. And so I just wanted to, I guess, say some things. Well, nobody's really here. But, I grew up in a very religious household. And throughout my life, I have explored a lot of spirituality and religion, and always just been very spiritual, very faithful, very devout, as I could be. But I've just been getting more into my studies of religion and philosophy and all of that. After culinary school, I went to school for philosophy, and that's really a love of mine. And I do think I want to go back into school for that. It's a lot of things right now, changes in my life, and I don't know. I'm just thinking about doing some certain things. I'm really unsure about ever actually taking the steps to officially convert to a different religion. I was raised Christian, pretty devoutly so. Like, my parents didn't drink and curse and smoke and do any of that stuff, and I do all those things now. And but I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like I've explored enough of my own identity to really know who I am. Like, I stand proud in the fact that I've always been a believer in God, and that I've just become stronger in my beliefs. And I'm a person who possesses spiritual gifts, I feel like, as well, outside of trying to, you know what I mean? Because I'm minding my business and the spiritual gifts are gifting, But that being said, I went to my local thrift store recently because I was contemplating whether I was going to go over to my Muslim neighbor who I barely know. If I was going to go over to their house and ask them if they knew where I could get a prayer rug. And I was saying prayer mat, and I think that's where the lady at the thrift store was confused, because I knew this place was I knew this place was Muslim owned, so I was like, or operated, I don't know, they just be in there. And so I was like, well, let me go ask this lady who I see all the time, and she speaks English, but I'm randomly asking her for a prayer mat, and I don't think she knows what I'm talking about. And so I try to show her to pray, and it's funny because my partner was kind of realized that the way I dress is kind of like a hijab for me. And I was like, that's a secret. Don't worry about that. Because I always have kind of been someone who would wear a head wrap or dress more modestly or veil. I've had my body out plenty of times in my life. And you know what I'm saying? I used to really like pretty skimpy outfits in my early 20s and all that. And I think that's a time for that. You know what I mean? It's definitely a time to explore if that's just how you want to live and how you want to dress, and that's for you. But me, it's just too much ogling. And really over the last couple years, dressing in just kind of very mask full time, because I've always been a tomboy, always wearing boys' clothes, just the fit of them, to the simplicity. Very I would wear suits and ties and briefcases and stuff in high school, and I always stayed within dress code, so my skirts and stuff generally were not very short. It wasn't that I wasn't allowed to wear short shorts or short skirts and stuff in the summertime, even to church. It's just, I had a very shapely kind of figure from a young age, and so it just kind of could attract attention from grown men and men I didn't want, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, yeah. So I'm like, okay, generally I've been chilling. I've been caught out in the outfit, and I love the bodycon, especially a good length bodycon outfit. Oh yeah. But now, I've been more into the baggy clothes kind of thing. I pretty much cover my hair on more than 90% probably of the time that I leave the house, in a scarf or some sort of hat. But lately I've been more so in bandanas and scarves and stuff like that. I really like that because I feel like it's a little representative of my culture. You know what I'm saying? As a black American, I love a good bandana, and I feel like it still covers most of my hair. Like, I kind of think that, yeah, you know, in the future, I'll be talking about like getting my clothes made. I've had a lot of things made. My Sweet 16 dress and prom dress were both handmade by an African seamstress. They were Adinkra print fabrics. Yeah, my seamstress was Nigerian, and I probably would have wore a suit. I did want to wear a suit to prom, but she didn't do, and I may have wanted to wear a suit to my Sweet 16, to be honest, but she didn't do men's stuff, so I just got dresses made. So, you know, I don't know. And I've been like looking at I just think certain styles of hijab, like, it's not really for me. Like, it's so beautiful when the women have the very feminine, like, loose robe type of like hijabs and the niqabs and stuff. Like, it's very beautiful. But I'm like, I'm just like, I feel like I'm so much more like, I'm not criticizing femininity. I love femininity. It's so gorgeous. It's just, it's very feminine for me. And I have a very feminine body type, and I find that stuff like that actually drapes on me in a way that is just going to be, it doesn't matter how baggy the item is, like, it's going to like cling to my body, and you're going to be able to see a lot of my shape. And I hate to say it, but I like concealing my shape. That's why I like boys' clothes. They have a lot more rigidity and structure to them. So then when I'm concealing my shape, it's kind of like, okay, like, you really, it's not clinging to me like those kind of soft, silkier kind of fabrics. Because I've noticed, like, again, no matter how baggy it is, and it's hard to find stuff that is truly baggy on me anyway, because I am a larger individual. But it's just no matter how baggy it is, like, the clothes still have to settle somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, it is still on top of your form, and it can only be but so baggy before it's covering your hands or your feet. You know what I mean? So with that, like, I like staying low key with it, but I think when I can get my clothes made in the future, I would go with something that is more like a I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it's like an Indian pants and tunic kind of set vibe. Something that has that kind of energy to it. I like pants. I like dresses and stuff in the house. Like, I like to cook in like a house dress and stuff. But outside, I just don't like the ground. Like, whatever's on the ground, I don't like it having like just being able to just waft up my legs like that. And it's like, I'm autistic, so it's like I got a lot of sensory issues and stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like certain stuff, I'm like, I'm not wearing that. And that's what I realized about a traditional kind of hijab years ago. Because I've been wrapping my hair up, like, especially when I had long hair back in the day, I would like wrap it in a turban kind of, you know how black girl do a wrap, or you do the back bun situation, different stuff like that, just up off my leg. That's why I have short hair now, but I'm growing it out there. I'm gonna lock it. So it's a lot of processes on here. My other thing is, I don't really care about like people seeing me. It's not that I care about people seeing me like in a certain state of dress or seeing my hair online, because you're not around me. It's when I'm in public. I don't care about what people see online. You're not at my house. Like, well, I do to a certain extent. Yeah, you know, I do, but I mean more so like I'm not really thinking about I'm not really thinking, like, a lot of it is safety too. Like, the more people that are looking at you, the more people that can just be kind of like, you know, putting evil eye on you or feeling away, like, I like to keep it pretty low key. So, and the way I dress, like, just a lot of things about me, like, they just draw attention. And I do like to talk to people, so sometimes it's like people can be so distracted by the way your body looks and stuff, and the way your face, even just the face, like, they can be so distracted by that it's like sometimes it's to the point they're not really listening, or they're not really connecting on a genuine point. So but yeah, I wear a lot of stuff that like kind of substitutes for me covering my hair, like hood up with a, you know, bandana on or a do-rag or something on, kind of like gives the same sort of concealment. I've kind of been wondering, I have some questions though, I do, about Islam. So if anybody does watch this video, if I could ask some questions that may be seen as ignorant, that would be nice, because sometimes I genuinely just trying to find the information, but it's hard to ask certain framings of questions on the internet, or sometimes the internet just really doesn't know. But yeah, you know, I was wondering, like, will I get in trouble if I buy some of the men's more style garments as a woman? Like, I don't want to dress just like a man, but some of the stuff, like, again, the way the women's garments drape on me, especially because a lot of them are cut a certain way, it just can kind of depend. Like, I like to be able to shop in any section, no matter what, because it really, for me, sometimes just depends. Like, I like cargo pants because of what I do for a living, but also because they have a street kind of sporty look, and I can put a lot of stuff in my pockets, but I'm still wearing pants, can move and get down and do certain stuff. A lot of stuff I be doing, like playing around, working on cars, working in kitchens and stuff like that, doing that stuff in a skirt, I'm not doing it. I'm not working in a kitchen in a skirt. And that's the other thing about covering my forearms. I really have always, I don't want this to seem judgmental, but I really have always like felt like it was kind of weird when people would like, it would be a video of like a hijabi working or cooking, like doing something where like her sleeves will be covered in filth or in the food if her sleeves are down, and they're like, why are you showing your forearms? A wrist? A forearm? So that she can mix the chicken properly? Like, I just feel like that's so rude. Like, you see that she's working, and I feel like, and this is just from an outsider's perspective, I feel like the provision in the Quran that was like saying the men don't have to cover, it's only have to cover from above the navel and below the knee, I feel like that was really meant for like outdoor work, you know what I'm saying, for you to be working outside, you know, things like that, you know. I feel like it's like, oh, do this, but you know, if you're working, obviously if there's a reason you need to, or you're about to die of a heat stroke, like please get some air, like, you know what I'm saying. But it feels like ain't nobody really supposed to be showing off their body like that. I don't know. But like, what do y'all think? Because I be watching in the comments what Muslims are talking about. I'm trying to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I was raised in a very religious household. A lot of people said of my father who were Muslim that he was like a Muslim because he didn't drink and do a lot of things like that. And, you know, he's very devoted to his family and my mother. And, you know, he just had his 2 kids with his wife type of thing. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I guess this is the end of this video. I just want to get those thoughts out there, and I'm going to upload this because I got to practice uploading these kind of videos, I guess. Peace.